Welcome to January 2023's Battle of the Believability.
So this is the new year of 2023.
Yes.
And we are talking about 4 episodes from January of 2023.
Yes.
I'm dating it for myself in the future.
Yes.
But these are the things we talked about this month. None of them are listeners.
Nope, we leave listeners out.
Of this month, particularly.
Every month.
That's true. What we're going to talk about today, the first episode, is the Battle of Los Angeles and the Nuremberg Celestial Encounter.
Oh, phenomenon.
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 I lumped them together because there are 2 things that I couldn't really explain, and they're kind of like almost like battles. Basically, there's this like giant space battle thing that happens over Nuremberg, Germany.
Yeah.
And also in the Battle of Los Angeles, there's this event that triggers shooting for an hour into the night sky.
Just nonstop.
For an hour. From 3 to 4 a.m., I believe.
60 minutes.
Yes.
The second episode we're going to be talking about today is deja vu and whether or not it is paranormal. Basically, for the 3% of you out there that haven't experienced it, deja vu is that feeling of, hey, I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've done this before. I feel like I've said this to you. This surrounding feels very familiar, but I can't retrieve that memory of when it happened. It's strange. It's an unusual feeling, but 97% of people experience it.
Right. So, like, if you're like going to like Paris and you've never been there before, but you're outside the Eiffel Tower and go, this is weirdly familiar.
Yeah, or like somebody rides a bike by it and you're like, I've seen that before. With the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Oh, I think you meant just in general.
With the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Yeah.
The third topic we're going to be discussing is Cursed Games Part 2. There were 4 games we talked about. The White Kimono game, where you summon this creepy woman with long hair and a kimono to come creep on you. The Elevator game, which is very popular, kind of popular, where you just go through different levels on an elevator and you're supposed to end up in a different dimension. The one-man hide-and-seek game, where you literally summon a spirit into a doll and play hide-and-seek with it. And the camera game, where you have a camera, a bunch of mirrors, and you try and catch some spooky stuff in the reflections.
And then the last thing we covered for January is celebrity ghosts. Not famous ghosts, because those are different.
Yeah.
But a ghost of a celebrity. We talked about Kurt Cobain, we talked about Elvis, John Lennon, just to name a few.
Whitney Houston,
Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson.
So the way this works, these are topics that we covered throughout the month of January. And we individually rated them in each episode. And if you want to listen to more, you can listen to all these episodes in greater detail. What we're doing today on this episode is we're going to take all these topics we covered and rank them from the most believable topic to the least believable topic. And just like 2022, the most believable is going to go on to see if it will become the most believable episode of the entire year, while the most unbelievable for today is going to go on to see maybe is it going to become the most unbelievable topic for the whole year.
I don't think it's going to happen from this month.
But. No. Spoiler alerts. The Backrooms won most unbelievable for 2022.
Yeah. I like the meme you posted with it.
What? The what?
The meme.
Yeah,
that was good.
Of Mice and Men.
Yes.
And the airline UFO encounters was most believable for 2022.
Makes sense. That had some really good eyewitness evidence.
A lot. Yep. We're all about evidence here in journalism. I'm believing bizarre.
Is that true?
Nope. So we are on the screen now. You could see we are rating 4. And this is how I like to start. It's New Year. Charlie, are there any that you're feeling particularly strong about? Good or bad? Believable or unbelievable? Anything you're like,
Here's the thing.
What's the thing? Tell me the thing. Tell the people the thing.
I believe in aliens.
Yes.
97% of people have said they have experienced deja vu.
I will say, not to make this harder on us, the topic specifically was whether or not deja vu is paranormal, but it is, as a topic, deja vu.
Yeah. Cursed Games. I think one of them definitely could be true. Okay. And then Celebrity Ghosts. The evidence was not great for the Celebrity Ghosts.
What benefits Celebrity Ghosts is the same thing that benefited the yokai for me when we were doing the most most believable and most unbelievable, that they were in the most unbelievable, is that there's so many celebrity ghost sightings. Like, just because 5 of them might feel like absolute ridiculous BS, if 3 of them, it's kind of like safety numbers. Like, there's so many celebrity ghost sightings that we talked about, even though actually even in the full episode none of them felt like strikingly, like it was Marilyn Monroe was the one that felt the strongest to me. But there's so many, so where I'm at, and I'm okay putting this out there, even though I love the episode, I actually have Cursed Games comfortably at the bottom. The most unbelievable.
The camera game is hard for me, because that just seems like a Ouija board experience.
The problem is it's also paired with White Kimono, Elevator, and One Man Hide and Seek. Like, it's kind of a package deal.
There's no way it could be higher than...
It's like you're buying 4 soups, right? But if one of them, if it's tomato, and like, you know, like what do you like? Chicken noodle?
Yeah.
It's like one of them's chicken noodle. You're like, that's great. But like the other one's Manhattan clam chowder. One is just tomato soup, and one's ranch based. You know, are you gonna buy it just because you like chicken noodle?
I guess that's a weird but good point.
I bought my mom a lot of soup for Christmas, so it's fresh in my mind. That's kind of my like, and that's the same thing with Celebrity Ghosts. It's like some of those I don't buy at all, but because it's the collective of the episode. You can try and convince me. What else? So like I'm thinking Cursed Games at bottom. What are you feeling at bottom? What's competing?
I was close with Celebrity Ghosts.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like the evidence there.
I'm okay. I'm okay putting 1, 3, and 1, 4. Like for me, they can be pretty interchangeable.
I feel like a lot of the Cursed Games you could say is like, it's hard though for the Cursed Games, because I said I feel like we'd play the elevator game.
Yeah, and we have to one day.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't mean we have to see Celebrity Ghosts, but
that's true. I feel like probably Cursed Games underneath it.
Okay, so right now we're locking in Cursed Games Part 2 bottom, so it's going to go on to fight for its life, which it's not going to be at the most unbelievable. There's no way. And then Celebrity Ghosts in the 3rd spot. I feel like we have our 1 and 2 as well, but I could be wrong.
I think so too. I think so too.
Go ahead. What is your... So what do you got placed 1 and 2?
You were so hard set against believing there was an actual alien spaceship in Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, I was. It's true. Even though somebody did comment on our thing.
Has time changed at all or no?
No, it hasn't. Somebody commented and said that they didn't find that believable, that they would just shoot randomly for an hour. Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot, actually.
That doesn't necessarily mean aliens. They could just believe that it
could have also just been a spy plane.
Yeah, or a spy balloon.
So timely. So yeah, I think we have our 1 and 2.
Which are?
2 would be Battle, and then 1 would be Deja Vu. 97% of people. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And even if it has some like science, like even on the science side, people say they can't perfectly explain. Like they can narrow down to where they think it's happening in the brain.
Yeah.
And like where there's disconnect. And people with epilepsy do tend to experience it more. So there are scientific qualities to it, but it's still just such a random unknown, and it's the feeling it gives you. Like 5 minutes after Deja Vu, it's pretty much like, oh, okay, anyways, what was I doing? But when it hits you, I don't know, it's crazy. I'm excited to see where Deja Vu ends up. So we have Deja Vu, the Battle of LA and Nuremberg, Celebrity Ghosts, and Cursed Games Part 2 to round out January 2023. I'll be honest, that was way faster than I thought. But that's kind of how it's been. I mean, we've done this. This is our 13th month doing this.
Well, I think we do tend to agree a little bit more than I think we maybe would have thought.
I was nervous going into this that you might have gone to bat more for Battle of LA and Nuremberg.
No, because it is ridiculous.
Deja Vu, I'm thankful for Deja Vu because it's one that you and I both buy into.
Yeah.
If Deja Vu was weaker and it was set up well where we didn't have to go into a long discussion on whether or not what they were shooting at was an alien. And if you want to listen to us go into a long discussion about that, you can listen to the episode. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And also, now, if you've watched our Most Believable, Most Unbelievable, you've seen us rate and rank topics in 2 different ways. The hash it out, what are you feeling? And also the scoring system. So we talked about it. We wanted to bring this back for this year. But let us know in the comments if you liked the scoring system more.
I feel like they'll go a lot faster, too.
Or you like both. Or we put out 4-minute clips. That's fine. I'm just curious. You're right. It would go much faster because it would just be reading it. Like, I think my 1 is this, my 2 is this with a scroll.
Yes.
But, I'm curious to find out what y'all think.
I think you're right. If Deja Vu would have been weaker, then there would have been more of a battle. Ha 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 ha.
Haha. But anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching the video. If you want to listen to these episodes in more detail, the descriptions are down below. But with that said, stay tuned for next month's Battle of the Believability.